Hello, everybody.
How you doing?
All right. It was good. Much needed little. It was a good opportunity to get better and learn some things about ourselves and a mental refresh too. So it was good. Just obviously, it was good to be able to take kind of an overall look about where we're at. Like general rule of thumb is find out the things that you are doing well. And then obviously some of the things where you might be struggling in particular calls. Is it something scheme-wise that we need to coach better? Personnel evaluations, a lot of those things kind of go into it. It's how we kind of do a deep dive in everything that's going on. So good information that we collected and did on ourselves collectively as a staff, and it was good. But I'm not going to give any details, obviously. So.
We haven't had a chance to talk to you since the Tampa Bay game. Just, I guess, what was your assessment of the run defense and sort of how they were able to get some of those yards this year?
Yeah, I mean, there was it's the explosive runs, 29-yarder, 18-yarder, 17-yarder, which usually a lot of the times that can spell a recipe for disaster when you give up the big ones. And you guys have heard me talk about misfit plays before. Out of the 38 carries, there was 44, but 6 of them were kneel down. So 38 carries, there was 26 runs of 3 yards or less. All right, or 4 yards of less, and there was 4 of those only like 4-yard runs. Anytime you're holding teams to 3 yards or less per carry, you're doing really well. So what that means is obviously for the other 12 carries, what happened within those when you really do a deep dive in it. And obviously some of those are just misfit issues along the way. To me, obviously there's things that got to be corrected there. You can always say that every week, but the big thing is getting off the field on third down. If they don't convert 10 or 15 third downs, all right, and then obviously that's us, some of those opportunities go down. But when you keep exposing yourself and they're as committed to running the football as they did, again, that falls on us. We got to take ownership of that and do better from that aspect. So run fit issues, we got to get cleaned up. And obviously the big thing to me in that game is we got to get better on third down and get off the field.
Trey Brown's been back in practice now for a few weeks. What have you seen out of him?
Quick, competitive, sticky on routes. Has been really good. So great having him back out here. The energy, he's been chomping at the bit to be able to get back out at practice, which he's been doing. So excited for him, and we'll see what happens how the rest of this week unfolds.
When you say run fits, what's the key component?
A lot of it is, sometimes it could be D-line involved, which generally when everyone thinks, well, the run defense is not good, then automatically you assume, okay, well, the D-line didn't play worth a damn. It's not always that. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. It can, everybody has a responsibility in it. Whether it's a D-lineman taking on a double team and staying in their gap, a linebacker, how he takes on a lead blocker or scraping over the top of a gap schemer like a power or counter and fitting that thing correctly so you don't get spaces and seams within the defense. So everyone can have a hand in that when that stuff starts to happen, when you hear me talk about run fits. And just making sure you never have 2 guys in the same gap, because obviously then you're down and you're short someplace, and then that's where seams end up happening. So that's what I'm referring to when I talk about run fits.
Is that a recognition thing then in terms of run fits, the guys there, then I should know to go over there, or also communication saying you switch over there?
No, generally, depending on what style of run it is. If there's any time there's pullers, guys got to get over the top, and generally it's the first guy taking it on. Is that guy a forced defender where he's turning everything back inside, or is he a spill guy where he's got to spill it and force the ball back outside, and then everybody fits accordingly off of that. So a lot of it just varies off of the call. The guys doing the right things down after down. That's what it is. There's a lot of layers. I'll be here till tomorrow explaining it all.
How have you felt like Cody Barton has played the last few weeks?
I think that he has done some good things, like where he's excelled, as always, is in the pass game. He's very aware, astute, really good play, obviously, in the last game. We're getting the interception. So I think in the pass game he's done really well, and I think that he is continuing to make steps in the right direction in the run game and will continue to get better.
Did his role change at all kind of when you changed what you're doing a little bit with the defensive line after the New Orleans game and everything? Did that
a lot of it just is based off game plan and where things are kind of fitting at and what we need to do. There might be some games he may not play as much. There's other games where he may play considerably more. A lot of it is just depending on what's needed for that particular week. So sometimes certain guys' reps will be higher than others.
What kind of challenges did the Raiders present on the offense?
A lot, because 17 is pretty doggone special, as is Jacobs, the running back. Good, hard downhill runner. And Carr can spin the ball just as good as anybody. He can throw it. So they present challenges. Obviously, McDaniels is a heck of a play caller. So we got our work cut out for us this week, and it's got to make sure you just always have attention where 17 is. So they challenge you. You know, it's making sure you want to find ways to disrupt him in the pass game, but at the same time, you want to make sure you honor the run game and the things they present, the challenges up front. You know, with all the two-back looks, and got a big fullback that wants to come downhill and try to knock you around. So we got our work cut out for us.
With Trey back, does that cornerback spot kind of just become a wide open competition now, or how do you sort of?
No, I wouldn't say that. I think Mike Jack has been competing and been playing good football, but obviously, you know, we got a lot of confidence in Trey, and we let all those things they shake themselves out. You know, it'll take care of itself. See where it is. Competition. There's nothing wrong with having multiple good players at the corner position. So.
You saw DeAndre Hopkins 3 weeks ago. You have Mike Evans the last week. What separates DeAndre among those hierarchy of wide receivers?
The guy can do everything. You know, plays big at the top of the route. Can run all the option routes. I mean, he's a 6'2" guy, but he runs option routes like he's 5'9", 5'10". Unbelievable getting in and out of breaks for a guy that large. Really good with playing with late hands. You know, I see a lot of receivers when they're transitioning the balls in the air and they already have their hands out for a defensive back, they know to go play hands to hand and get the ball out. You know, for him, it's like you're running in phase with him. He kind of sees it, and at the last minute, boop, and he just gets the ball. I mean, it's hard. So now defensive backs don't have a chance to go and poke and get the ball out. Just very savvy football player, and then dynamic after the catch, can make you miss. The guy can do it all. You know, really good all-around receiver.
That's a quality that Tyler Lockett has too, right?
Absolutely.
Look at just those late hands.
Absolutely. I mean, we see it every day with our guy, and has had some spectacular catches with us. So absolutely, I totally agree. Just continue to grow and understand, you know, their growth and knowledge of the game. Continue to have fun and play hard, and take their opportunities when it's there. You know, so I think they've had steps going in the right direction all season long. So just continue to see them build. Don't try to do anything crazy that we haven't asked you to do. Just continue to learn and grow, and stay locked in on the game plan. And when you see your opportunities in games, go take your shot. You know, continue to build that confidence in them that they can do that.
Another rookie question, Boy Mafe. How's he been, and how did he come back from the break?
You know, again, Mafe's been steady, been solid, you know, been physical in the run game, good edge setter, getting off of blocks, been disruptive. Want to continue to find ways and opportunities for him to you know, go rush the passer, and those things will come, you know, but obviously just with the dynamic of who we all have with, you know, Uchenna playing at a high level, Daryl and Bruce being back, some of those opportunities in terms of the obvious pass situations, he's not getting quite as many as those to make the splash plays, but we're really pleased about where he's going and what he's doing, and still encourage bright future.
At this point in the year, Clint, how do you compete? How do Brown and Jackson compete when you're really not hitting, not pads, you're not contesting, and all those things are on?
You come to a lot of off-season practices, all this stuff is camp cupcake. You don't wear pads anymore. All the OTAs and vet mini camp, you don't have pads on. You got 29 training camp practices, you only wear pads 5 times. So, I mean, you got to kind of adjust and adapt with the time. So, the point being is they never have pads on. So a lot of it comes down to execution of the techniques, execution of the scheme. When they have their one-on-one opportunities, are they winning them? You know, who's playing the cleanest football, who's being the most productive on the ball, PBUs, you know, all those types of things, getting the ball out, turnovers, takeaways, all those types of things. So you have to evaluate on a day-by-day basis, you know, what's going on in practice, and obviously when they get their opportunities in the game, and then the rest of it kind of shakes itself out.
You mentioned Daryl being back, and with Bruce now in and playing a lot. Is there sort of an ideal kind of split, I guess, with, you know, the snaps that those guys would get at that spot?
No, right now you just want to roll them and keep them fresh. You know, it really is the big deal. They can all play first, second down, you know, third down situations and things of that nature. But the big thing is just keeping guys fresh and keeping them rolling. We want to continue to find ways to shave plays off of Uchenna, obviously because he was a rotational player with the Chargers, but not nearly as much as he's played since he's been here. And it's just a lot. You know, he's playing great football, but we want to make sure we keep him healthy and keep him fresh so he can continue to play at a high level.
Anything else? Thank you.
Appreciate everybody. Have a happy Thanksgiving.